Welcome everyone. This week we're looking at all the Marvel comics released with a cover date of April 1963. These are some of the earliest 12-cent comics. Marvel was just making their name at this time. You'll see they only released 10 comics during the entire month, and only half of them are superhero genre. So those are the ones we're going to focus on today. So those are the ones most highly collected, starting with Fantastic Four number 13. This is the 44th Silver Age superhero comic that Marvel produced in the 1960s. It's the first appearance of the Watcher and of Red Ghost and his Super Apes. Features a Jack Kirby cover, also Kirby and Steve Ditko interior art. It's the 14th most valuable first appearance Marvel comic of 1963, and the print run estimated at 200,000 copies. You'll see in the last decade, Heritage has sold... it's gone up about 4 times in the last decade. And yet the CGC census, also graded copies, has gone up about 4 times. And yet look how scarce it is in super high grade. There is still only 4 copies in the world graded 9.6 or better. There's the classic cover. In the Overstreet Price Guide Annual over the years, we see that the book has tripled in value in the last 2 decades, and in high grade has gone up more than 4 times. And on the CG census overall, we see there's 762 copies graded, only one 9.8 exists. There's also a UK pence price variant cover, which is very rare, only 4 copies graded in total in any condition, with a 3.7 being the average grade. Another important book that came out this month is Journey into Mystery, number 91. Now this is now officially Thor's ongoing series. It features the 9th appearance of Thor. Also has Loki on the cover. And this is Jack Kirby artwork. And interior art by Sinnott, Ditko, Lieber, and Brodsky. CGC census has gone up 4 times in the last decade, and Heritage sales have gone up 3 times the amount. In the Overstreet Price Guide, we can see that this book is not quite considered a major key since it's only a 9th appearance book. So it's only roughly doubled in the last 16 years in low grade, but has gone up 3.5 times in high grade and is consistently moving in higher grades. Only 193 copies graded, period, proving that this book is not only undervalued by many collectors, but there just are not a lot of copies out there. And again, no 9.8 and only one 9.6, making this the rarest higher grade book on the list that we're going to be looking at today. Another important book that came out from Marvel this month is Strange Tales 107. And this one is unique because look who's on the cover. We've got the Submariner and the Human Torch together. Marvel's 2 biggest characters of the Golden Age are back together on this cool cover. And it's the 4th Silver Age appearance of the Submariner since they brought him back in Fantastic Four. And they get to battle it out. Jack Kirby cover, Dick Ayers art. Also Steve Ditko did a backup issue. And it's the 7th issue of the Human Torch run of this title. CGC census, you can see it's tripled in the last decade. Heritage has also tripled in sales in the last decade. In the Overstreet Price Guide, it's more than doubled in low grade over this time period, and in high grade has done a lot better. It's gone up 4 times, and it's really started to move a little bit, especially high grade, as we can see how scarce they are, because 389 copies graded in total, but only one 9.8 exists. This book is considered to have a classic Silver Age cover. Next on our list of new releases from Marvel this month are Tales of Suspense number 40. And this book, again, was originally a sci-fi title and only recently became a superhero title. This is a major key book, the 2nd appearance ever of Iron Man. And he's still wearing his original gray armor in this book. This book also features some Jack Kirby and Ditko artwork throughout. And on the CGC census, you can see it's almost tripled. and it's gone up 4 times the amount of copies sold at Heritage. So it's starting to pick up in interest. Overall, low grade. It's always been a little bit higher price due to being a second appearance of such a major character. So it has not even doubled in the last 16 years. And in super high grade, it has more than doubled. But don't be fooled by that. If you want to see what current prices really are for this book in all grades, check out eBay sales and also check out the GP Analysis website to find out what the latest raw and graded copies are selling for right now. On the census, we can see there's 807 copies graded. That's a lot more than the others we've seen so far. Why? Because this is considered a bigger major key book. But there are no 9.8s and only 3 9.6s. There's a UK pence price variant again, featuring the second appearance of Iron Man, but only 6 copies graded, period. Again, proving how scarce those British versions are. And finally, on our list today, Tales to Astonish, number 42. Again, another sci-fi title. Both of these titles were started in 1959 when sci-fi and horror monsters were all the rage. But now they're superhero titles. This book features the 9th appearance of Ant-Man. And this is a very cool cover, one of my favorites of the month. Steve Ditko, Don Heck, and Joe Sinnott artwork. Jack Kirby cover. CGC census, it's pretty scarce overall, not a lot of copies graded. It's tripled in the last decade, but only 181. Look at this, only 2 copies graded 9.6 or better. Heritage, only 59 copies sold. So again, being only a 9th appearance, not a lot of demand. This book is not even doubled in the last 16 years in low grade. High grade, it has more than doubled. And the Pence UK version, there are no copies at all graded. So go look for that one. There's a true rarity. No 9.8s, only 2 9.6s. Now, just for comparison's sake, let's look at all of these books compared to each other. Tales of Suspense number 40 is by far the one with the most copies graded in all conditions. And yet, due to that, actually has the lowest overall grade of only 4.8 average grade of all those copies. Note that only Fantastic Four 13 and Strange Tales 107 have a single 9.8 graded. All the others do not even have a 9.8. So, based on super high grade, the Journey into Mystery 91 is the rarest. There's 0 9.8 and only 1 9.6. Just to compare it with the other titles on the list, you notice that the other half of Marvel's titles this month, 4 of them were girls' teen titles, and we also had Rawhide Kid, a Western title. So let's compare one of those just to show how the demand and copies out there differs. So this week we're using Rawhide Kid number 33 as a comparison. Only 9 copies period graded. There happens to be 1 9.4 and 2 8s, and that is it for high grade. Copies not graded really at all, and that's typical for non-superhero books. That's not where the main interest is. So we'd like to thank you for watching this video today. Always interesting to learn some comic book history and kind of compare these books, just see how rare they are and see what's going on in the Marvel world. You can see how busy Stan Lee is writing all these titles, creating all these new characters. So again, you can read tons of my articles and market reports at my website, terryhopkins.com, and of course thousands more articles on comic books new and old at CBSI, and their website is Comic Book Invest. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.